Is your question, is Boston special in some way?
Is it special, and is it a place where people who want to walk in both spaces should be coming here because they don't feel outside of this community, or just very few communities like in California where you can be in both spaces and do well?
As a representative of,
and an academic.
Speaking for Xconomy, I'd have to say, yeah, this is something really special about Boston, which is why we set up business here, and there's something special about other places like Seattle and San Diego, and they do have this critical mass of academic institutions and venture capital and other kinds of capital. But the two of you, you've been based here for a long time. What would you say is special about Boston and New England? But I know at the same time, are there things that could be replicated in other areas of the company that aren't so vital and so dense?
Well, I guess myself, I don't think it's any accident that Boston, which has MIT and Harvard and some other great universities, and San Francisco, which has UCSF, Berkeley, and Stanford, are probably been the two top places. I don't think that's an accident. So I think one of the things that's important is to have great universities. I think it's also important that those universities have a culture, or an interest. I think this relates to a question that was asked earlier of wanting to do this type of thing. And so I think, particularly I think when you look back historically, Stanford and MIT have been outstanding at really bridging this kind of, the two areas you're talking about. It's hard for me to think of any other two schools in the country. I'm not sure what would be third, but those two, there'd be a big drop after those two, and I think that's really helped these two areas tremendously. But anybody can do it. You just have to, it's taken visionary people at those universities to do it. I mean, and it's not just MIT. I mean, Stanford, like Terman at Stanford. I mean, it's amazing when you look back at the companies that came out of, started with teaching Hewlett and Packard, and later brought in all these people to create Silicon Valley. So I mean, I think that both of what's happened in Boston and the San Francisco area is pretty remarkable, but it can certainly be done. And to me, it's something all communities and universities should think about.